Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the Irving Honor Guard to present the colors and remain standing for the national anthem, sung by Kelsey Solis, senior at Nimitz High School.
Present colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome Bob Galecki, Executive Vice President at the University of Dallas, for tonight's invocation.
Good evening. Please bow your heads, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your abundant blessings. Thank you for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. We pray that you give special grace to our mayor, city council, city administrators, civic leaders, and citizens as they continue to work to make Irving strong and prosperous. We also pray for our state and national leaders as they continue to work for peace and justice throughout the United States and the world. Thank you for this meal that we're sharing tonight, and bless the hands and the people that prepared it. Guide each and every one of us here tonight. In your name we pray, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steve Kimball, America's sassiest lifestyle guru.
Good evening. I sent a quick little Twitter message to Beyonce and said, you know what, you need to come to Irving because they know how to do the national anthem. That was fabulous. Big round of applause. I love it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Irving Chamber's 2013 State of the City Address. What an outstanding crowd we have here tonight. It's a pleasure to see everyone gathered here tonight, and what an exceptional evening we have planned for all of you. We appreciate many of the special people who joined us here tonight as we celebrate this event for the 32nd year. Tonight is about enjoying ourselves and celebrating our great city. If you want to share the great news about Irving, be sure to share your favorite part of the program or something you witnessed tonight by tagging the Chamber on Facebook or Twitter. And many of you know I'm on 103.7 every morning, KVIL, doing a celebrity gossip bit. So if I see anything like worthy tonight, which I'm sure I will, so you all have to behave, I may just talk about you on the radio in the morning. So we need everybody to pay attention, because you certainly would not want me to mention you in the same breath as Kim Kardashian or Lindsay Lohan, now would you? So be good tonight. All of you have a lot to be proud of in this city, and tonight we are going to take moments to recognize the many accomplishments over the past year.
It's one of America's top 50 best places to live. It's Irving, Texas. Home to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, the headquarters of some of the world's biggest companies, new light rail service, and a vibrant community spirit. Irving is a city built for business. The proximity to one of the nation's biggest airports lures employers here and provides easy access to business hubs around the world. Irving boasts the worldwide headquarters of several Fortune 500 companies and is a base for many recognizable brands. When the workday ends, residents can enjoy hundreds of restaurants offering delicious international fare. A gondola ride can provide relaxation and romance in the heart of the urban center. The Four Seasons Resort is home to the annual Byron Nelson Championship. It's the only 5-diamond resort in the region and one of several country clubs in the city of Irving. Irving's also home to the Dallas Cowboys headquarters. And with Irving's prime location, Cowboys games and other attractions across the region are easily accessible. A new light rail service travels through Irving, connecting it with the entire Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. The American Airlines Center, world-class shopping, zoos, Six Flags, and more are all minutes away. Irving opened a new convention center, which attracts special events year-round. Meeting planners are drawn by the expansive and flexible space that is well suited for a variety of activities. Several new upscale housing developments offer residents comfortable and luxurious places to call home. Educational opportunities abound with technologically enhanced libraries, award-winning public and private schools, Northlake College, and the University of Dallas. The Smithsonian-affiliated Irving Arts Center offers exhibits and performances. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award recognizes Irving's exceptional and efficient municipal services. Local taxes and fees are low, while services are of the highest standard. Community amenities are top-notch. Modern aquatic centers draw thousands. A trail system spans the entire city, providing bicyclists, joggers, and walkers a place to take in fresh air and natural beauty. Also, Irving's Miracle League Field provides inspiring opportunities for young people with special needs. The city attracts a diverse range of activities for amateur and more competitive athletes. Citywide festivals celebrate the heritage and the future of Irving, Texas, a future that includes exciting new developments. Find out why Irving is one of the best places to live, work, and play. The Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce promotes the growth and expansion of business in the city. It's the first chamber in Texas to receive 5-star accreditation. Among its work, the chamber serves as the unified voice to lawmakers promoting a pro-business agenda. The chamber helps generate leads to help businesses of all sizes grow and works with schools to help develop the future workforce. Qualified employees and an excellent location are among the many advantages to doing business in Irving. For more than 80 years, the Chamber has partnered with the City of Irving and the corporate community to spread the word of these benefits. Learn more at irvingchamber.com or by calling 214-217-8484.
I love that video. What a big round of applause. That was fabulous. Fabulous. I would now like to welcome our host for the evening, and this gentleman is amazing. As Vice President of Major Accounts West for Xerox Corporation and Chairman of the Chamber's Board of Directors, Darrell Walker has been an integral leader in your 5-star Chamber of Commerce for many years. He consistently advocates on behalf of your member investors to promote economic activity and extend the free enterprise system. Would everyone please help me welcome Chairman Darrell Walker?
Thank you, Steve, for that generous introduction. And thank you for being our MC tonight. We truly appreciate your continuing support. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by extending my personal welcome to all of you to this 32nd annual State of the City event. It is truly a pleasure to be joined by so many friends and colleagues tonight for this special event. And I really thank all of you for being here. We appreciate it so much. I do want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank someone very special to me, my life partner, my soulmate, my best friend, my love, my beautiful wife, Tarita. Thank you for being here. It's because of her love, support, and patience with me that it really allows me to do what I do, which I love. So thank you so much. So we hope you enjoyed the video that you just saw. This is one of our economic development wins that really highlights some of the city's assets. And we have with us this evening many elected officials and appointed officials, and I'd like to acknowledge them now. I'm going to read off their names. I'm going to ask that you hold your applause to the end. But we have quite an extensive list here, and we're happy to have all of you with us. From our U.S. Congregational Delegation, we have Congressman Mark Vesey and Ann Hagan, Chief of Staff, Bruce Redden from Senator Ted Cruz's office, John Wood from Senator John Cornyn's office, and Matt Jack from Congressman Kenny Marchant's office. From our Texas State Senators, we have Annette Ratcliffe from Senator John Corona's office with us. From the state representatives, we have Shirley Dobson from Representative Linda Harper Brown's office. We also have Beverly Wagner from Representative Bennett Ratcliffe's office. From Dallas County, we have Commissioner Elba Garcia. From our City Council, we have our distinguished Mayor Beth Van Dyne, our Mayor Pro Tem Gerald Ferris, Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Tom Spink, Councilwoman Rose Kennedy, Councilman Brad Lamorges, Councilman Michael Galloway, Councilman Roy Santascoy, and Councilman Dennis Webb. From the City of Irving, we have our very own City Manager Tommy Gonzalez. From our dartboard, we have our Chairman John Danish. From Irving ISD trustees, we have Rhonda Huffstedler, President, Gwen Craig, Vice President, Larry Stipes, Secretary, Valerie Jones, Dr. Stephen Jones, Gail Condor-Wells, and our Superintendent, Dr. Dana Bedden. From Carrollton Farmer Branch ISD trustees, we have Frank Shore, James Good, and Dr. Bobby Burns, Superintendent. We also have our partners from the U.S.-Mexico Chamber of Commerce, Al Zapata, President and CEO. And we also have our Irving Hispanic Chamber, Leo Barron, Chairman, and Jennifer Garcia, Interim President. We also have many members of our fine city staff here with us tonight, including our city secretary, our city attorney, and our municipal judges. Would all of the city staff please stand and be recognized? So thank you so much for being here tonight. I would like to take a brief moment to recognize two of our city council members, Roy Santascoy and Michael Galloway. Both of these two prestigious members of our city council have announced that they will not be running for re-election this year. And so we want to personally thank them for their service to this great city and wish each of them and their families well in their future endeavors. Gentlemen, will you please stand so that we may recognize you? Let me also at this time thank our Platinum and Gold sponsors. Our Platinum and Gold sponsors are Aviall Inc., FlowServe Corporation, Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the Irving ISD, Independent School District. Our silver sponsors are All Covered, Research in Motion, Creating and Managing Wealth, Dallas Business Journal, ESPN Dallas, HMS, KSWRP, Las Colinas Country Club, Las Colinas Medical Center, Palladium USA, Reliant and NRG Company, and Signal Metals. And we would also like to thank Kroger. I don't know if you all know this fact. It was news to me, but fascinating. Kroger's is the world's largest florist. And we thank Kroger for generously donating these beautiful centerpieces. And we thank Don Herring of Mitsubishi for helping to deliver them. Just want to let you know that after tonight, these centerpieces are going to be delivered to various senior living centers in the area to bring some beauty and joy to them. So thank you very much. We also very much appreciate our supporting sponsors, and you will find them listed in your program, including our good friends at Cooksey Communications and Cotton Smith and Abbott. And we encourage you to support these fine businesses and organizations. Without their generous support, an event of this magnitude would not be possible. And so please join me in showing support to all of our sponsors at this time. Thank you so much. Now, many leaders have worked hard to build our chamber and city over the past 81 years, and they're also here, many of them are here with us tonight. And I would ask that all of the former board of directors, chamber chairmen and chairwomen, and our current board of directors please stand at this time so that we can recognize you, please. Thank you so much. And I want to recognize another special guest that we have joining us today. I had some time to spend with him today. Just a fascinating, remarkable young man. Just enjoyed the dialogue over lunch today. But visiting us and here from Washington, D.C., we have the honor of having Dr. Harry Hertz, who is the director of the Ball Ridge National Quality Program, with us tonight. Thank you for being here. Now, he's informed me that I must call him Harry, and I'm going to do this and hope that my mother does not come down from heaven and slap me upside my head, because to achieve a doctorate is not something not to respect and recognize. So Dr. Hertz will be sharing more with us tonight about the Ball Ridge program, and we just really thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. Thank you. So again, thanks to all of our officials, all of our distinguished guests. Thanks to our sponsors one more time. So now to the business of why we're here. I'd like to talk about why we're really here this evening. We often begin the new year by looking to our past accomplishments so that we can determine how we can create a better future. And many of us create New Year resolutions geared towards solving a particular problem in our lives or in business. And as business professionals and executives, we must constantly search for new and innovative ways to streamline processes and improve our competitiveness. For its first 15 years, Xerox Corporation was without equal, best in an industry whose products were synonymous with its name. People still today say, I'm going to make a Xerox copy, but they're making it on a competitor, which I won't name the many. And so challenges did come to Xerox from competition that surpassed Xerox products in both cost and quality. And as a result, Xerox launched a program that made customer satisfaction and quality improvement the job of every employee. It was the job of every employee. It was our focus. And this program was necessary to maximize efficiency and maintain our organization on a daily basis. And that's why Xerox was awarded the Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1989, and then again a division of Xerox won it in 1997. And so tonight you will hear about another organization, one who was selected from among a field of 39 first-class applicants, awarded for dedication to a business philosophy that focused on customer satisfaction and results, and that is our great city of Irving. Our great city of Irving is now among many North Texas businesses and corporations with a presence here in Dallas-Fort Worth who have received this award, including my own company, Xerox, AT&T, Lockheed Martin, IBM, Freese and Nichols, Merrill Lynch, Motorola, Texas Instruments, and several others. As a member of the Xerox family and prior recipient of this award, I know personally and cannot stress enough the prominence of this award and what it takes to meet and exceed the Baldrige criteria. The Greeks had a word that was developed out of archery when bowmen would shoot and miss their targets. That word is hamartia. And that means missing the mark. So I want you to hold on to that while I make something abundantly clear. This award is not given. It cannot be bought. It cannot be bartered for. It has to be earned. And that's exactly what the city of Irving did. They earned it. There is no room to miss the mark in performance excellence. And this award is a testament to the 25 years of recognizing some of the world's most prestigious organizations. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award is the most important catalyst for transforming American business. This award process helped our city government operate more like a corporation and demonstrated how government can be a model for performance excellence. The city hit every target by applying private sector business principles without compromising quality for citizens and businesses. Indeed, it's a positive return on investment. Mayor Van Dyne, members of the City Council, Tommy Gonzalez, our city's CEO, who had the vision to make this happen, and city staff, tonight, the business community is proud and honored to recognize the city of Irving for not only meeting all the criteria for the Baldrige Award, but exceeding it and setting the standard for key businesses and business practices as only the second municipal and the largest city ever in the nation to receive this award, which is the nation's highest honor for performance excellence. So I said at the press release when we found out about this that I'm beaming. And I haven't stopped. I can't stop beaming. Every time I talk to someone about the city of Irving, it's beaming about the Malcolm Baldrige Award. So it's something to be proud of, and we must continually talk about it and share that with pride. So congratulations one more time. So I'm just going to take a moment because that wasn't good enough for me. So I'm just going to ask that all of you join me in extending our highest appreciation to the city of Irving for this accomplishment, the recipient of the 2012 Malcolm Baldrige. Well done, well done. As Irving is the third largest employment center in North Texas, the Chamber is actively pursuing many different strategies for promoting how proud and how honored we are of our city partners for receiving this prestigious award. And one of the many ways of spreading this great news is through a mobile billboard on the Area Personal Transit System, or APT, in the Urban Center. And as of today, the APTs have been wrapped to promote our city's accomplishments and the Baldrige program throughout the year to our business travelers. So you will see that on the APTs that are running in the Urban Center. I'd like to give special thanks to Jackie Knox with the Dallas County Utility and Reclamation District for partnering with us to make that happen. So now, as we look forward to 2013, the Chamber continues its mission to create, advance, and promote our investors and community. We are excited to announce a number of different developments and wins for the city. In fact, our recruitment and retention projects are at their highest levels since the recession. This further reduces the city's most recent unemployment rate to 5.3%, favorable to the state unemployment rate of 6.2% and the national rate of 7.7%. Irving's unemployment rate has not been this low since October of 2008. You will hear more about the great things happening in just a little bit when Mayor Van Dyne comes up. Irving, in partnership with 2 regional chambers of commerce, will once again be home to the Governor's Small Business Forum and Expo in August of this year. This is the second year in a row that we have been awarded the program, and we anticipate another record turnout for support of our small businesses. Irving is home to the most blue ribbon winners in the nation, and this year we recently nominated 9 additional small businesses for the 2013 U.S. Chamber of Commerce Blue Ribbons Award. And these are all part of the Chamber's claim and our claims to 5-star service. Number 1, we are advocates for economic freedom, the voice of business to ensure pro-business legislation. We lead our community's plan to action to recruit businesses, create jobs, and expand international trade. We provide lead generation tools to help grow small businesses and ensure a stable, convenient, and accessible location for businesses and their employees. And 5, we are problem solvers and take on big challenges that result in a better economy and even better schools to train our workforce. We are so thankful to have good quality schools in Irving. I'm going to say that again. We're thankful to have good quality schools in Irving, and leaders who are ensuring a well-trained workforce for Irving's employees. So we appreciate your investment in our chamber as we continue another great year. I do want to take a moment and recognize and say thank you to our chamber's event coordinator, Tristan Voss. Tristan, where are you? Tristan and our staff have just done a wonderful job. And so in closing, I really just want to thank all of you for coming out this evening. And I truly look forward to working with many of you to help create an even better future for this great city of ours. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Another round of applause for Darrell Walker. Did I tell you he was an amazing individual? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would now like to welcome one of our distinguished guests joining us from Washington, D.C. Dr. Harry Hertz is the director of the Baldrige National Quality Program and has been with the National Institute of Standards and Technology since 1973. Originally as a research chemist and then in a series of management positions, including director of the Chemical Science and the Technology Laboratory. He is the author or co-author of over 50 publications. That is like amazing. I don't think I've read 50 publications. Anyway, that's fantastic. And he holds one patent. After graduating from the Polytechnic Institute of Brooklyn with a bachelor's degree in chemistry, Dr. Hertz received his PhD from the Mass Institute of Technology. Following graduate school, Dr. Hertz spent 2 years as Alexander von Humboldt Fellow at the University of Munich. He is a Fellow of the American Association for the Advancement of Science and an Honorary Fellow of the American College of Healthcare Executives. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished guest, Dr. Harry Hertz.
Well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me to join you tonight. It really is a pleasure to be with you for your celebration of the state of the city of Irving. I had all these great remarks prepared for tonight, and then two things happened. One, Darrell gave them for me. That was the first thing that happened. And then we all got these handouts in our program. And I tell you, if you want to know why the city of Irving is so great, and you want to know why the city of Irving got the Baldrige Award, it's all in here. Just look at all the results, look at all the data, look at what the city has achieved. So, despite what my script had said, let me ask, we all stood up to recognize the city of Irving for this wonderful achievement. Let me now ask the employees of the city of Irving just to stand so that we can all recognize them, because they're the ones who make this happen. As Darrell mentioned, Irving is only the second municipal winner of the Baldrige Award and one of only 99 winners of the Baldrige Award over the 25-year history of the Baldrige program. That's about 4 per year, or 99 out of the hundreds of thousands of businesses and organizations in the United States. This is a big, big deal. And for those of you who don't appreciate it, I hope you'll watch the ceremony in April, or come to the ceremony in April, where you'll see the city of Irving receive their award and be recognized with the only presidential recognition for quality and for performance excellence. And it is so richly deserved. You have all the data. But let me make very clear, Baldrige is not about the award. Baldrige is about learning, it's about performance results, It's about a never-ending journey to get better, to improve, to better serve the citizens of Irving, to better serve the businesses of Irving. It is historically a business model. It came out of the business community. And it was a business model not for winning an award, but a business model for winning business. Winning business through better planning, better services, efficient operations, engaged customers, and truly wonderful engaged employees, such as you have here in the city of Irving. Had the chance to meet with them this afternoon, and we had a great time, had a good discussion, even had a raffle for some really nice prizes. And I tell you, I've never seen an enthusiastic group of people like the ones I had the chance to talk to this afternoon. And as Darrell mentioned, Irving is not alone. You join companies like Xerox, which he mentioned, his company, Ritz-Carlton, business units of Boeing, Honeywell, and locally Lockheed Martin, and our good friends, my good friends, at Freese and Nichols. I got asked a lot today, what impressed the Baldrige examiners, what impressed the Baldrige judges? Why did you receive the award? Well, I think it's clear from looking at what's in these two brochures, but let me mention a couple of things. AAA bond rating since 2007. AAA bond rating through one of the toughest economic times we've had in our country in recent years. Exceeding 9 comparable cities in financial transparency. Rating of overall quality of service in Irving at 74%, compared to Texas overall at 46%, and my employer, U.S. government, at 38%. No comments needed. That's basically double the satisfaction rating that our government receives. The iWin Wellness Program for employees, recognized by the American Heart Association and successfully addressing rising healthcare costs and reducing healthcare risks for the employees of the city. Adopting Lean Six Sigma, and through the use of Lean Six Sigma, saving more than $44 million in efficiencies since 2008. $44 million in savings since 2008. It's pretty remarkable. And actually, few people know that the Six Sigma process comes out of Motorola. And Motorola received the Baldrige Award in 1988, the first year of the Baldrige Award. And one of the main reasons they received it was for introducing Six Sigma to the world, which is what they did in 1988 as part of their Baldrige process. Irving is a city that has a mission, a vision, and values, and ties their strategic planning to that vision, and then measures what's important to see that you are achieving that strategic plan and the strategic plan goals. That is rare, I'll tell you from what I've seen in business, and it's almost unheard of in municipal government. So it's something you all should be extremely proud of. But Irving knows, as do all our Baldrige Award winners, that it is a never-ending journey, that this is only a stopping point on a journey to ever better performance. Let me just share with you a couple of numbers. We've now had 6 two-time winners of the Baldrige Award. It's always at least 6 years, typically 6 to 8 years, between the first and second time they can receive the Baldrige Award. It's obvious that these companies, and they're all businesses, have been on an ongoing Baldrige journey during that period. We looked for these winners at their growth in revenue from the first time to the second time they received the award. That growth in revenue was 93%. We also looked at what they did for the economy in terms of growing jobs. and the median growth in jobs for our two-time Baldrige winners from the first time to the second time they received the award was 63%. We were able to get data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis for their same industries for the exact same time period as the periods between their first and second wins of the Baldrige Award. That comparison number, the mean for their matched industries, was 3.2%. So these companies were 20 times better than their industries. Why couldn't we all do that in the U.S.? Why couldn't we all do that to improve the competitiveness of our country? Baldrige also has been very influential in healthcare in recent years. A study that was done last year by Thomson Reuters, which annually publishes the 100 top hospitals in the U.S., determined that if you were a Baldrige hospital, you were 6 times more likely to be among the top 100 hospitals in the United States. So this is a big deal. To be the second municipality ever to receive the Baldrige Award is something you should all celebrate, something you should all talk about wherever you go. Let them know you come from Irving and that Irving is a Baldrige Award winner, and this is what you've done. So be proud. Congratulations again to all of you, and thank you again so much for inviting me to join you tonight.
Irving, one of the top 50 best cities in the country to live. And now we can add to that, Irving, winner of the Malcolm Baldrige Award.
This award doesn't just happen. It's not just given. It's not easily given. It's highly sought after, very competitively so. And so you have to be the best.
It's good to be talking about jobs in the great state of Texas.
We grow our businesses that are here. We work to expand them. We do retention visits that turn into a result.
I'm really pleased with the way the city is moving forward from an economic development standpoint and some of the wins that we've been able to attain.
The city of Irving actually have been marvelous to work with.
So excited about the orange line for the dark.
We do look for other violations, which would be like the alleys, other residents, make sure that they don't have any outside storage, any high grass and weeds.
This project, I believe, will be a good asset for this neighborhood.
We want to create a model block within the Lamar and Brown neighborhood, and that's what it's all about.
We're a large city in terms of population and opportunities, but we really have a small town feel.
I just want to be able to have kids and families feel comfortable to come up and talk to us.
Most of these kids, they've grown up with me. I've taken them to Safety Town and done programs and taught them about stranger danger, but things that were police related. And they see us in situations when they're not having their best day, and it gives them a chance to see us as just normal people.
They're really nice, and they always find a good way to teach you.
Miracle League is unique so that it allows children with special needs to play ball.
I love it. Yeah, this is a great change.
It's been crazy. It's been so busy.
There's this collaborative effort all across the city that we're inviting people to come.
I know that the city has taken great strides in bringing beauty back to Irving.
2013 looks real bright for Irving.
I love all of this about Irving. I have to tell you that Irving and all of you have made my life so much easier. My day starts every morning at 4 a.m. doing radio. That's when we start, which means we have to get up like at 3 o'clock. You have made my life so much easier because all I'm going to talk about tomorrow on KVIL is Irving. I think it's fabulous. I'm so impressed with this Malcolm Baldrige thing. I know all about it. I stay in hotels that have received this, and I think it's fabulous. My friends, Chris with the Chamber, Mara with the Bureau, Jerry with Microsoft, they're always all raving about Irving. But I love all of you. And all of you showed up tonight, and there's like hail and tornadoes and hurricanes. I don't know. Everything's happening here, but you are all here. I think that's amazing. So thank you so much for being here. Well, it has been evident through the Chamber's relationship with the city that your mayor has helped create a city government that has been successful. With more than 20 years of experience working with businesses ranging from startups to Fortune 500s, in a short amount of time, she has strategically helped guide, I love this, now listen to this. I read this a couple of times, I think it's amazing. She has helped guide more than 9,000 businesses and 215,000 residents of Irving through growth and development. Would you please help me welcome, give a big rounding round of applause, your Irving Mayor, the Honorable Beth Van Dyne.
I said between Daryl's comments and your comments, David, I could go home now, right? And no, you can't leave yet. And I don't care if we do have a thunderstorm coming or a tornado or earthquake. I worked really hard on these comments, so I want to make sure that you hear them. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests, and welcome once again to our State of the City. It is my privilege to serve as your mayor and to give you and offer you my thoughts as to the state of the city. Please join me in thanking the Chamber staff for organizing tonight's event. Thank you also to the communications team. Susan Rose, where are you? I saw you over there. For your hard work researching the accomplishments of the past year and putting it together in a very attractive presentation, and being on call 24/7 for a mayor who believes her best work is always done at the very last minute. Thank you, Susan. Also a special call out to Mara Gass, I don't know if Maura's here, and to Chief Larry Boyd for their input in constructing tonight's address. If you enjoy it, give them credit, and if you don't, give me the blame. I've been mayor almost 2 years now, and I'm used to it. Last year, I promised not to speak for over 30 minutes, and I went over. I strive to always underpromise and overperform. So this year, there is no such goal. To quote Pierre Lafleur, I found that if you have a goal, you might not reach it. But if you don't have one, then you're never disappointed. And I gotta tell you, it feels phenomenal. This annual event, always on the heels of the start of a new year, brings to mind many of the same thoughts and commitments that the annual changing of the calendar does. I could offer you a litany of numbers and statistics tonight, but I'd rather take that New Year's mindset instead, acknowledging losses and lessons learned while focusing on the bigger picture of vision and opportunity. I want you all to look at some of these pictures and realize we have lost a great number of wonderful community leaders in the city of Irving this past year. I'm going to point out Sam Smith. He was an Irving City Council member for a number of years, and I had the pleasure of working with him. And he is no longer with us, as a great number of other people are not, who really committed their time away from their family, time away from their work, to do what they thought was in the best interest of the community, give back. And we should all really thank them for their commitment, their determination, and their help in pushing Irving forward. We suffered some corporate setbacks as well. Hostess, an Irving-based company, filed for bankruptcy. TRT Holdings, the parent company of Omni, announced plans to move its headquarters to Dallas. And Barnes & Noble stores announced that they were closing both of their Irving stores. And as if that weren't enough, Mother Nature played some interesting games with us as well. The country faced the worst ever outbreak of West Nile, and North Texas was hardest hit, with some Irving residents suffering outbreaks and even death. The area experiences severe drought that's still the center of much discussion in Austin and local governments as we plan for future solutions and water sources. In addition, the city braved through not one, but 2 EF tornadoes that tore through rooftops, ripped up 60-year-old trees, and left considerable damage and debris in their wake. And if that weren't enough, we also suffered a magnitude 4+ earthquakes. While causing only minimal damage, they really still scared the daylights out of unsuspecting homeowners and visitors alike. If you didn't know better, you might have believed the Mayans were correct in predicting the end of the world was upon us. For those of you who listened to my State of the City speech last year, you had other fears to worry about as well. I spoke on the harsh realities of a global economy in crisis, mounting city debt, failed city projects, rising healthcare and energy costs, and a loss of focus. While some criticized me for being negative, others commented that that dose of reality was necessary and refreshing. It was important for us to admit our problems, identify solutions, and unite in a focused vision that was at once realistic and inspiring. Scott Alexander wrote in Rhinoceros Success, "Understand that most problems are a good sign. Problems indicate that progress is being made, wheels are turning, and you are moving toward your goal. Beware when you have no problems. Then you've really got a problem. Problems are the landmark of great success." If last year is any indication, we made a lot of progress. During the last day of the city, I asked all of you to push us to become better, to insist on higher quality services, increased transparency, better communications, and superior results. You spoke, and we heard you loud and clear. And the results? They speak for themselves. For the 8th year in a row, Irving has experienced an overall reduction in our crime rate. And during this unprecedented 8-year run, we've seen the overall crime rate go down by more than 40%. After more than 30 years of planning and $1 billion of money invested, the city opened the first leg of DART's Orange Line from the University of Dallas Station through the Urban Center, the Convention Center, North Lake College, and now to the Beltline Station, with plans to complete the line at DFW Airport by December 2014. 4,382 new jobs were created through 16 corporate expansions, relocations, including the just christened opening of the Christus Health headquarters last week, United Healthcare's call center, TEK's System Global Services, and Michael's, just to name a few. 19 capital improvement projects that saw $22 million reinvested in the fundamentals of services for our neighborhoods, sidewalks, streets, water lines, drainage, all of the things that our residents count on to provide the basics of quality of life. Our city-long Campion Trails project saw 2 more elements completed with the opening of River Hills Park and Valley Ranch Trail. This is another great secret treasure in our community, running our entire eastern border and providing beautiful parks and trails for many to enjoy. Also, Valley Ranch is currently undergoing a 5,000 square foot expansion, and progress is being made on our new South Irving Library. All part of our master plan to have a library within 3 miles of every resident. So for those of you who have visited one of our Irving City libraries, you might understand why Barnes & Noble closed. We've got more of the Lake Carolyn Promenade was completed, making it easier for the number of residents in our urban center to access some of the most distinct features. Come on. Irving was chosen to host the $1.3 million North Texas LPGA shootout at the Las Colinas Country Club, the first time this tour has been played in North Texas in 22 years. Irving became home to a professional tennis team and host of the Milan World Team Tennis Tournament. And of course, the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award designation, about much of which has already been said tonight. But in addition to the Malcolm Baldrige Award, the city's received numerous other recognitions. The Dallas Business Journal named Irving as the healthiest employer in North Texas. The Texas Comptroller's Office appointed us the Gold Leadership Circle Award. The city was ranked among the top of the list of best run cities in the United States, according to 24/7 Wall Street. And then, of course, for all of you who braved to come out to WFAA's Party on the Plaza, 4 o'clock in the morning, and Dr. Bedden, thank you for your help in getting everybody organized. We had 2 hours on the morning news in which our schools, our children, parents, workers, Four Seasons, La Cima, all came together and showed support and spirit for Irving. In addition, Irving was featured in Fox Business News not once but twice and described as being a beacon on how government should be run. In fact, I think they said that we could teach DC a thing or two. But it's not all about the awards and the recognition, but the city to be recognized by national publications when compared to cities all across the country is something. And employees, citizens, and the business community should really be proud of them. And I want to thank our staff, because without them, we get up and we talk and we have meetings and we have all of our discussions in public. But it's our staff that we rely on to implement all of the great ideas that we have that we really don't have to do. But they do it, and they do it very, very well, as awards definitely prove. Seth Godin wrote in The Dip, "Persistent people are able to visualize the idea of light at the end of the tunnel when others can't see it. At the same time, the smartest people are realistic about not imagining light when there isn't any." Last year, the council made the difficult decision to end funding of the Entertainment Center project after much public criticism and internal skepticism. While we currently find ourselves in a frivolous lawsuit, we are no longer paying hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for a project that's not progressing, nor looking at the possibility of hundreds of millions of dollars of debt in our municipal coffers. With the albatross nearly gone, we are quite optimistic about the ultimate settlement of the suit and actively engaging with prospective developers on other projects. Similarly, the council ended ties with the McDougal development in the Heritage District. After a multi-year relationship that started out with the best of intentions to end with nothing less than a painful divorce settlement. We've emerged with open spaces ready and ripe for development and are taking advantage of all of the potential opportunities that they offer. Last year, I attended a Mayor's Design Institute, which took place in Charleston. We had 8 mayors from across the country that met with professional designers, planners, and architects. And I presented them with our urban center and got some phenomenal ideas. All of the mayors that sat around the table, all the planners, all the designers looked at what we had, and they said, you have it. Cities across the country are jealous of what you've put together. When you look at your infrastructure, when you look at the businesses, the airport, everything that you have to offer. Then they showed a slide of our urban center, and it was basically empty. And they said, but nobody goes down there. And I said, well, you took that picture in July, it's hot, it's Texas. They took a picture of our Campion Trails. They said these pictures were taken 30 minutes in between one another. And Campion Trails was packed. And they said, you have the infrastructure, you have the meat and the potatoes, you're lacking the spice. I look at all of the different entertainment opportunities that we have in Irving. When people say we don't have anything, you lost that project, we don't have any entertainment, I get a little annoyed. You look at all the country clubs, the golf courses, the restaurants, all of the activities that we do from 4th of July to the Dragon Boat Festival, our symphonies. Stephen Jones, I saw you, and if I don't mention Lyric Stage, I know you're going to kick me after this is over. And for anybody who has not seen a Lyric Stage production, you need to get your tail to the Irving Arts Center because you're phenomenal. We have other areas of the city as well that if you were to take an opportunity to go down and experience, bring your kids down there one night. If you're bored, just go for a walk. It is a multitude of experiences and entertainment options in our city. The Lost Plains Association and the city partnered to hire the Sasaki Group to create a master plan of the urban center. And as a team, we've worked directly with developers to produce plans that incorporate the importance of open green space, promote pedestrian-friendly features, and emphasize a sense of place while recognizing that the city does have an investment in all of that wonderful infrastructure. If you look at what we're doing in the south side of the city, in the Heritage Crossing area, the city staff has held numerous meetings with community members to engage them in the process and in the progress, hear their concerns, and allow them a strong voice in the development. The partnership has proved to be invaluable. Gateway Planning was recently hired to create a plan for the area, developing economic development and design services that incorporate a downtown area's look and feel, and a public workshop was held to introduce them to the residents. Scott of Gateway acknowledged that because of significant planning has already been done, we have been working on this for years, that he expects a completed plan will be brought before the City Council as soon as next month. We've heard you. You don't want as many necessarily multi-family apartment options. You want more single-family homes. We have heard you, and we are aggressively pursuing single-family home development. Some of the new neighborhoods already under development include Riverside Village, Lakes of Las Colinas, Emerald Park, Ascena, the Enclave at Riverside, Le Chateau, Dominion, and a number of new projects that groups like Hines is bringing forward. This is a 400 new home project that's right opposite of Hackberry Creek. It's right off of between Beltline and MacArthur on 114. Now, this area was originally zoned for apartments. It was going to be multifamily. And Hines came and they gave us a brand new plan, purchased the property, came before the council for zoning, and is making a beautiful single-family home development, which is going to be a very great attribute to the city. Last year, I pushed for new apartment construction, if we are going to build apartments, to be LEED certified, believing it would benefit the environment and help us conserve unlimited resources like water and energy. And last week, I and several other council members attended the grand reopening of the Britton Way Apartments. It's in South Irving, but it's a beautiful, beautiful apartment complex, and the city's first LEED certified apartment complex. The results and the restoration of this project is nothing less than extraordinary, and I urge you to visit and see what can happen when a dedicated builder invests himself in his community. This council has taken on several controversial issues after controversial issues, and we've recognized that in order to move forward, we have to stop looking back. We've come to the realization that understanding and appreciating your history is not the same as repeating it. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. And that, by the way, was a quote from Martin Luther King, Jr. This past year, we have seen firsthand that the voice of the people is more often than not contrasting opinions, competing messages, and unpredictable intentions. Our job is to balance the disparate voices, evaluate realistic and sometimes unconventional solutions, implement action and achieve results, pure and simple, realizing that the only known consequence is that we will inevitably disappoint at least one person with every decision that we make. However, that cannot prevent us from bringing these issues to light, discussing them in a public setting, and making potentially unpopular but necessary decisions. Marie, I want to thank you for texting this photo to me today, because I thought it says so much in such a very small piece of space. Last week, the City Council took action on what I believe was a distinctive watershed opportunity in our city's history. After years of trying to find legislative solutions that would allow the council to respond to the entire community's priorities, we identified an opportunity to pave the way for targeted new restaurant growth in the urban center, to give our existing restaurants citywide an ordinance that's more reflective of today's consumer behaviors in food and beverage pricing, and to protect the integrity of our core original neighborhoods who don't have the benefit of deed restrictions to assure only wanted development takes place. It's been said if all you have is a hammer, every problem is a nail. But not every area of the city is the same. Some are master plan communities, some have highly regulated overlay requirements, some have sign limitations, and others have taxing authority. And a city of nearly 70 square miles and almost 220,000 residents. You expect and you plan for differences. Those qualities should be recognized and enhanced and not ignored for a one-size-fits-all solution. It wasn't an easy approach, by the way, for your city council, but I believe it was a necessary one if we want to remain a community of opportunity. We all know who were there, and I see a lot of familiar faces who shared Thursday night with me until nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. We heard from a lot of people, and we heard a lot of different voices, and we did what we thought was best, reflective of our community, of our residents, and of our businesses to move forward. Where we are today, it's all about economic development. Having our corporate residents pick up the cost of more than 70% of our tax base makes our quality of life for our citizens much better and certainly much more affordable. It's what allows us, you, to collectively have some of the lowest tax rate in the entire Metroplex. Every corporate relocation we win, every corporate asset we retain, every corporation that elects to expand here, every single one of these makes a positive impact on the bottom line of our community for each and every citizen. And the workforce of the future is looking for more than just transportation ease and mortgage costs when they decide where they're going to live. Live, work, and play is the mindset of this future force. And we can deliver a community that satisfies all those elements, and we can protect ourselves well to the future. That's why it's equally exciting to the City Council when we just see not the large-scale momentum of a Christus or a United Health, but when we also see new restaurants start to emerge and living in Irving as well. Matitos, Fish City, Margarita Ranch, and even a Fuzzy's Tacos are all here now or coming soon. Irving offers so many great advantages for businesses here. That's the reason we're home to 5 Fortune 500 global headquarters, 9 Fortune 1000 headquarters, and more than 40 companies have a corporate presence here. But there's still opportunity on the horizon, still room for growth. This past year, I held a series of breakfasts with the mayor and targeted industry forums with our economic development partnership that allowed me the opportunity to visit with groups of our corporate residents who have a common need or priority and get some specific input that can help further the council goals as we move forward. We're going to continue to improve efficiencies in our planning and our permitting department. That's what we heard that they wanted. Yesterday, I met with executives from Med Synergies. In the last year alone, they've doubled their footprint in Irving and are still growing. They commented that the expedited permitting process in Dallas takes approximately 6 weeks, compared to less than a week in Irving. Time lost equates to billions of dollars for these companies. Tech Global Systems announced in December that they're moving their headquarters to Dallas, investing $4.8 million, to Irving, investing $4.8 million in a new technology center and adding 500 jobs. And we just received this feedback yesterday. Quote, the company said they had a 3-hour permit review and approval for contracting. They were amazed, said it was a first, and quote, fantastic. Thanks again for all your help. To the business community, we are listening to you. We can be taught, and we are constantly improving. We recognize that your investments equate to 70% of our tax base, and your voice is important to us. We can't simply rest on our laurels of awards and location. Moving our business community forward, protecting the assets we have, and building an arsenal and amenities and incentives that will allow us to do more remains one of our highest priorities, because that's what protects the bottom line for our residents. Brings us to schools. And it's so gratifying to see our superintendents here, to see our school board members, to see some of our teachers in the audience. Because CEOs tell us that when they're looking to relocate or expand into our community, the quality of schools is of utmost importance to them. Some may say that the strength of our school is not the City Council's purview, and I know a lot of you who I just mentioned would argue with that. You want to partner with us. You are active partners with us, and I think that we appreciate the partnership and the camaraderie that we share. The strength of our schools is not outside of our success, and our community's strength, health, and well-being are all dependent on it. One of the places where the role of the city and the role of our schools intertwine most significantly for us comes when we look to our long-range planning for our library and recreational offerings. If we focus on consolidating and building on each other's efforts instead of duplicating them, we can accomplish so much more. Here in Irving, we know that we want to make a difference for the future, but you have to have a difference for our children. The police department, and I do want to brag on our police department for a little while, because they have had a significant effort not only on reducing the crime in our city, but also on improving the life of our youth. Irving has implemented the only comprehensive first offender program in Dallas County. Get this. Our program has an impressive 0% recidivism rate for those youthful offenders who successfully complete the program. We have an active police athletic league where hundreds of Irving teens have an opportunity for positive mentorship along with a chance to enhance their physical fitness. Our Family Advocacy Center has a wide variety of youth counseling and assorted programs to help our children. And finally, our gang unit takes every opportunity to work with our school resource officers to educate and intervene with our teens to prevent the need for enforcement down the road. I kind of want to share just a brief story of kind of the dedication of our police department. At the beginning of the school year, some officers were at an apartment complex and discovered one of the residents who was a special needs student. She had inadvertently been left off the list of children needing school supplies from a charitable organization. But without fanfare, the officers quietly took up a collection from their team of officers, and they purchased the little girl's school supplies. It's likely that no one would have known had the sergeant not been so close to all the people around him. And I want to thank our police department for your dedication and your success. Oops. This is why you don't do slides, because then you get distracted. Oh, that's a good one. Have I just been hitting this button and there we go. So we're all stakeholders in quality education. We must make the commitment to help students throughout the city succeed. The same strong tax base that makes it possible for our city to provide the standards of services and amenities our residents require also is what provides the base of success for our schools. When a corporate makes a decision to move to Irving or expand here or stay here, it provides strength and stability for our community throughout by providing tax base to the schools as well. Our schools in Irving have a great success rate. Unfortunately, that doesn't always seem to get the attention that they deserve. U.S. News & World Report ranks Singley Academy number 32 nationally as one of the most connected classroom schools in the U.S. The Lady Bird Johnson Middle School was awarded the 2012 Caudell Award for excellence in planning and design of an educational facility. And in addition, the Highland School, North Hills Preparatory, and Cistercian continually rate among the best in the nation. University of Dallas continues to be an exceptionally bright star on our horizon. This past year, not only did our hometown university, according to Forbes' list of America's top colleges, outrank most of our neighbors' hometown universities, most notably those in Arlington, Denton, and Fort Worth, but it maintained or even moved up in best college rankings, like Fisk, Princeton Review, and the U.S. News & World Report. Just over a month ago, the UD College of Business earned accreditation for the most recognized and longest-serving global accrediting body for business schools, the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. This distinction, which places the college among the top 5% of business schools worldwide, further demonstrates the university's ongoing commitment to academic excellence. Ultimately, we want to empower each student to reach their highest potential in college and in the marketplace. We want to do our part to encourage our youth into a loving and learning and achievement-oriented community in order that they can make that type of an imprint in our world. We all win when our students are winners. Getting corporate involvement is essential, and we've done that. We've had CEO breakfasts where we've talked about our schools. Recently, we had leaders from 4 different schools come in and meet with about 20 of our CEOs across the city. It was phenomenal. After they finished, the CEOs stood up and they said, "We didn't know this. You know what you need to do? You need to meet with our HR directors. They need to hear about this because that's really not the perception that we had." So a few weeks ago, we actually took them up on that. We got their involved, the companies that wanted to be involved, we got their HR directors, and we put them in front of the people who are teaching their youth in their community. And it was a great opportunity, and we're going to continue to do that. Last year, I shared a story about my mom and the drive that she instilled in me to always try to improve. And this year, Dad, it's your turn. People always comment on how quiet and down to earth and relaxed he seems. People who don't know him. And growing up, he was always studying for medical school, coming home, he's an OB-GYN, coming home from an overnight delivery or catching naps whenever he could. And he has a gift for, it amazes me, he has a gift, he'll fall asleep on the way into the chair. I've never seen anything like it. And he's a man of very few words. And when I decided I was going to go back to college in New York, I called him up and I said, "Hey, I've got a long drive up there. Would you mind taking that drive with me?" And to my shock and awe, without even thinking about it or checking with his office staff, he said, "Absolutely, definitely." And it was the first time that we really had an opportunity to spend really quality alone time without being interrupted or the phone going off or the pager going off. and about 8 hours into the 27-hour trip. Yeah, we stopped every 3 hours. It was rough. I remember saying, okay, this is my opportunity to really kind of connect. You know, we're going to talk to him, and we're going to have this meaningful after-school special kind of moment. And I remember saying, you know, you guys have done so much to get me to where I'm going right now. It was the only school I wanted to go to, and I was on my way. And I said, you have both given up so much of your life, vacations, jewelry, trips, for me. You know, you put me through school. I was never wanting for anything. And you've really done a lot. And he's driving, and he looks down. I'm thinking, okay, that's going to be the moment. I'm going to hear this wonderful words of wisdom. And he looked down at me, and he went, yeah. So don't screw it up. We got to stop for gas. And I don't think you said screw it up. I think you said something else, but what I got out of that is that actions speak so much louder than words, and the results are so much louder than that. And at this moment, I see the opportunities for Irving as great. We are at a positive crossroads. There's momentum we are gaining, progress we are making, some of which has taken decades to get there. But the point is we're here now. And I show this picture. This was taken back in 2004 when I was first elected to city council. My son was 2 and my daughter was 5. This is my son now. He's 11. And my daughter is over there and taller than I am when I take off my heels. And she's about to be 14 going on 40. And we have definitely experienced a lot together, but we have gotten where we are now. And it has not been without tears. It has not been without heartache, without hard work, and without a tremendous amount of partnership. I'm going to move on before I cry on that one. So part of the vision of where we're going also builds on what we've done. 2 years ago, we opened this convention center as the first phase of a multi-phase visitor development. In its first 2 years, it's welcomed 485 events and almost 450,000 people. When the council next meets on February 7th, I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to announce the next phase, which will be an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, for a privately owned and operated headquarters hotel. We're looking for a convention center hotel right next door. The addition of this hotel will strengthen all of our local hotels, which will also strengthen our commitments to the arts and museums here in Irving, as well as serve as a riding tide to float all boats. Water Street Project, we've heard about this over and over again. Woohoo! I just heard it somewhere in the back. The changes we enacted last week to our restaurant zoning ordinances are going to allow projects that we have waited for so long, particularly the Water Street project across from Williams Square, but also North Shore, just to the east of the convention center, to finally get up and off the ground. I believe that momentum will ultimately lead to the reinvigoration of this entire canal district. All of those things will combine to bring more life to our waterways and truly on one of our city's most significant and unique assets. We will keep pushing for more and more single-family homes, further stabilizing our community and our schools, and by the time all of the books, everything that's on the books right now is actually in the ground, we're going to have an additional 2,000 single-family homes in Irving. Homeowners and businesses alike will continue to make our city strong. Now I want to embarrass a couple of the council members. I'm going to say their names. I'm hoping they're going to stand up. Gerald Ferris is currently our, come on, Gerald. I can come down there and pull you up. Karen, help me out. Gerald Ferris is currently our mayor pro tem, and this man is one of the hardest working council members I have ever seen, single-handedly not just being chairman of the Planning and Development Committee, but also taking on all of the interviews of people who want to get more involved in the city. Thank you very much, Gerald. Not to mention talking to me, off a cliff a number of times. We've got Tom Spink. Tom, go ahead and stand up. Tom used to be on the city council. He was on the city council for 3 years, and now he's back and he's our deputy mayor pro tem, and he gets involved. And anybody who knows him, who has an issue and they go and talk to him, he's definitely responsive. We've got Mike Galway and Roy Sanaskoy, who, as you heard earlier, have dedicated nearly 3 years of their life. You've got a few more months left, but we thank you very much for your help. Roy, you didn't stand up. at the same time that I was mentioning. We also have Brad Lamorges, who Brad is our latest victim on our city council. Brad is an attorney in Valley Ranch, and he's been, well, you're no longer, you are the youngest, and you've been on there a short period of time, but you're starting to really kind of come into his own, which is a good thing for everybody in his district, because he's been a very strong voice in the North Irving, in his North Irving neighborhood. Joe Putnam, who used to be mayor, is not able to join us tonight, but Joe has definitely been more or less the historian, bringing back a lot of the issues that we dealt with several years ago and being able to provide a lot of history on that. Rose Kennedy? Rose, are you here tonight? Rose and Lowell. And Rose is sometime the yin to my yang. She always makes me stay on top of my game because she'll start asking questions. And I need to make sure that I always have the answers. And then Dennis Webb. Dennis was here earlier. There he is. And Dennis, I have learned that I need to let him finish his sentences because more often than not we are on the same page. So that's an internal joke. But I really want to thank all of these people who make this happen, because it's not just one person, it's just not one staff member, it's not one council member, it's definitely not just the mayor. We work together as a team. And sometimes, we'll fight like brothers and sisters, like cats and dogs. But we all come from a very strong belief that we're doing what we believe is the best for the city. And we will get very loud, we will get very energetic, but you want that kind of passion from your council members. And I think you're seeing exactly that. And then Tommy Gonzalez, our city manager. Tommy, you want to go ahead and stand up? Tommy has definitely taken a lot of the slings and arrows of good and bad that happens in the city. And one of the things that I appreciate about him the most is his responsiveness and attentiveness, regardless of whether or not it's 5 o'clock on a Friday or 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll respond back and make sure that if somebody has an issue, that it gets resolved. And Sandy, you deserve a standing round. Because I don't think anybody realizes how much work you actually have to do. So Nolan Bushnell once said, everyone who's ever taken a shower has an idea. It's the person who gets out of the shower, dries off, and does something about it who makes a difference. These are all the people who are making a difference, and I think they deserve a round of applause. Over this past year, we have heard from many, many of you. We respect and appreciate your active and dynamic interest in our community. Don't let up. We need to keep hearing from you, all of you. We need to know your thoughts, your ideas, and your concerns. We need to work together as the dynamic and changing community that we are to keep Irving moving forward. It's said that the difference between a vision and a hallucination is the number of people that see it. I believe all of the common vision of Irving, and I think that it keeps improving. In order to maintain that vision, though, we also have to have clarity. Much has happened in this past 12 months. We have emerged stronger, more focused, and with a new sense of purpose. And in my dad's words, let's not screw it up. As we march into 2013, we are dedicated, cautious, and determined to lead our city forward, making us that much closer to a common vision. Thank you for allowing me to serve, and I'm honored at that respect and that vast responsibility. The state of our city is strong. The will of our people is mighty, and together we will lead Irving into greatness. Thank you.
What an amazing mayor. And I got to meet her mother earlier tonight, and I love her mother. That's fabulous. So thank you so much for all that you have done for this city, and congratulations on all of your achievements. So in closing, once again, on behalf of the Chamber, we want to thank all of the sponsors and the great city partners for a fabulous event. And lastly, keep an eye out for the Best in Irving ballot to help promote your favorite business. This is going to be like, I have like a little secret information on this event. It's going to be absolutely incredible. The Chamber anticipates honoring all winners in the spring at the Best in Irving event. It's going to be like so much fun, so don't miss it. So again, on behalf of everyone that was our sponsors tonight, I thank you so much. Be safe going home and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.